It's Chloe. Magic Chloe. Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl, Niger Chloe. Let's go. The N, the J, the A, the K, the H, the L, the O, the E. It's who? Niger Chloe. Yes, you guys. I am so excited because this is our first episode or first segment of Spirituali-Tea with who? Your very own Niger Chloe. And I have my tea. Hope you guys have your tea mugs ready. What's your favorite kind of tea? I have my tea, and let me show you how corny I am. So I figured we're going with spirituality. Let me get the Zen home. Amen. Allow the holy angels and the spirit to come down. So I went to go light a candle for you guys. Just to create some ambiance. But yeah, so you guys have seen my intro for this segment I'm doing called Spirituali-Tea with Niger Chloe, in which I and my lovely co-host, a fellow daughter of the King, will be talking about finding our purpose. And speaking of daughter of the King, what does it say? DK, not Donna Karen, daughter of the King. Your girl has branched out and made some shirts for this segment. I tell you, the Lord works in mysterious ways. I told you guys, anything I'm doing, I present it to my Father above and I wait for him to talk to me. So one day I was sitting thinking about how I wanted to do this segment, and he's like, don't call them co-hosts, call them fellow daughters of the King, because they're women like you, and our Father, our God, God is our Father, and we're his daughters. So we are daughters of the King. So I came up with this cute little logo, this shirt with a cute crown, because we're cool. If you're the daughter, you're a princess, and one day you'll be a queen when you get older. So I had these cute tees that I made, and I only made a couple of them because I didn't know how people were really going to respond to them. But if you love the shirt and you would love to be part of the Daughter of the King segment and the brand and the name, comment below. I'm going to put my personal email in the description box, so you can personally email me what size you want if you're interested. I only have a few, so first come, first serve. But if I notice a lot more people want shirts, I'll definitely go ahead and order some more. But I told in my try on boohoo haul, I told you guys I love gray, so gray and pink just go wonderfully together. And so that was what I was mentioning in the intro video, that I had something surprising I wanted to share with you guys. So this is the shirt, and I have a mug that I actually made. The mug is so cute because it's spiritual tea. So why not have a mug that talks about what I love, which is tea and being a daughter of the King. So back on focus, no more marketing myself, back to finding our purpose. So for this segment, we are going to be looking at, remember I told you guys, this book, Rick Warren's Purpose Driven Life. I hope all of you guys were able to find the book, but if not, I'll share mine with you. So today I have my special co-host, like I said, a fellow daughter of the King, Pastor Bunmi Adebiyi. I call her Boom Boom. She is a pastor. Her and her husband are pastors with God's Love Tabernacle, and she has been graciously open to giving us the time, and we're going to talk about the particular segment in this book is what on earth are we here for? And we're also going to talk about what does walking in our purpose look like from her perspective. It's going to be a nice, fun, creative dialogue. We want it to be fun and relaxing because we know we're not here to lecture to you guys. We're all here to get the information that we need and go with it. We're also going to be looking at, can you use your talent for your purpose? That's something that I told you guys I battle with, because I know what my talent is, and I feel like there's a difference between your career and your purpose. There's also somebody once told me there's a difference between your job and your work. So we're going to dissect all of that and be able to just continue, get deeper and closer as we find out what our purposes are. And I want to know from my viewers, Comment below. Do you know what your purpose is? Have you found your purpose? And if you did, how did you know? Like, did some burning bush come and tell you? Did it come in a dream? How did you know what your purpose was? So we're about to get started. Thank you again, and make sure you like and subscribe and continue to follow and support your girl as me and Pastor Bunmi have some girl time. So grab your tea mugs, grab your book, and let's get started. Okay, welcome, Pastor Bunmi. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for answering the call of, doing God's work and helping me and any other followers finding our purpose. So how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, just to dive right in, I guess my dying question for you is, since we're talking about finding your purpose, have you found your purpose, or do you know what your purpose is, or are you even walking in your purpose? Or do you feel so?
Good question. Well, I would say that I definitely have found my purpose, and I am walking in it. Over time, I've learned that purpose is progressive. If you told me 10 years ago that I would be pastoring and doing a number of other things, I would laugh in your face. So yes, definitely. To sum up what my purpose is just to help people find out who they are in God and to help them navigate through challenges in life. Just a summary, but of many things that I do.
Okay. So I guess, and my other question is, before we start talking about the book, is how did you know that was your purpose? Like, did some angel from heaven appear to you like they do in the Bible? Was it like a burning bush, a talking bird flying? How did you know that this is my purpose?
Good question. So for me, as early as I can remember, when I was like a teenager, I always had a desire to know what I was here for. I had friends, the two of my closest friends, they always wanted to be doctors. That was just their thing. I never exactly knew what I wanted to do when I wanted to grow up, per se. So it's for me, it was like a process, like a journey.
Yeah.
And it started when I really began to, know God for myself. Of course, I grew up in a religious home, went to church, but when I branched out on my own and I was in college, I just began to, learn to hear from God, and different things we just kept lining up from one thing to another. And I was like, oh, okay, here it is. Although it took some time, and like I said, it's progressive. So I didn't know the whole picture. I just kept deciding to walk with God, and whatever He told me per time, I just obeyed.
Great. Okay, that's really, really good. So thanks for sharing. All right, so we're going to dive right into our book, The Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren. And, we're talking about the first segment, the first part, and that talks about what on earth am I here for, knowing what we're here on earth for and what our purposes are. So coming from a spiritual perspective, and I guess a non-spiritual perspective, because we know there are going to be people out here who are watching it who probably do not have the same Christian faith and beliefs that we do. How can someone, from a Christian perspective, what do you think we are on earth here for? And I guess talk about it also from a person who may not be religious or walking in faith. How would I know? What do you think? Knowing what on earth they're here for?
As a Christian, all God wants you to do is to get to know Him, because Scripture talks about us being made in His image and after His likeness. So the way you can truly know yourself is by getting to know God. And since He created you, you will, as you walk with Him, as you learn how to hear from Him and truly have a relationship with Him, you will discover what you're here for. So for someone that's not a Christian per se, you're probably wondering that, well, I don't know anything about what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It always starts with knowing that you're here for a reason.
Yeah.
It starts with knowing that you're here for a reason and willing to walk on that journey of discovery. Now, for different people, it might be different things. For you, it might show up in different ways.
Yeah.
But it starts with trying to figure out, or to know that, okay, I'm here for a reason, and there's more to life than just a everyday waking up, sleeping, eating, and so forth. There's always more to life.
Okay, that's because I mean, when you mentioned knowing what you're not an accident. It's funny you said that because that's one of under that section, "What on earth am I here for?" in the book. Number 2 reasons of why you're here on earth is you knowing you are not an accident. And if I can go and just kind of briefly read what it says. Okay, it says, long before you were conceived by your parents, you were conceived in the mind of God. He thought of you first. It is not by fate, nor chance, nor luck, nor coincidence that you are breathing at this very moment. You are alive because God wanted to create you. And it kind of has like a quote from Albert Einstein, and he says, God does not play dice. So, God is not a gambler. He doesn't gamble with our lives like, oh, you know what? Let me roll and see what's going to happen to Pastor Bunmi today. Let me roll and see what's going to happen to so-and-so today. He willingly and he purposely thought of us. Like when you were saying that, there are people that have unwanted pregnancies or accidental pregnancies. To the humans, they're accidents. But God already knew these people are about to slip up and have a baby, and that baby had a purpose before, the accident even happened. So it's just interesting when you said, just knowing that, like you said, you are not an accident. So I just thought that was interesting that you mentioned that, because that's part of one of the things to think about when you're thinking about what on earth are you here for, that you were not an accident and you do have a purpose. I guess my next question was, what does walking in your purpose look like for a person? Like, what does that mean? Like, you can say, okay, I'm walking my purpose. What does that mean? What does it look like, for you? For example, what does that look like for you, or what can it look like for anybody who's wondering what walking in their purpose looks like?
Great question. So, like I said earlier, I think I said it more than once, that walking in purpose is very progressive. I would say that it's a walk of faith, which means that we're always trying to look a certain way, act a certain way, but you're perfect just the way you are. The only thing that I would say with purpose is that we must have a progressive mindset. That means we're always going to make ourselves better. We're always going to, improve ourselves.
Yeah.
Always have our upgrade with ourselves. Some people usually say that I'm okay just the way I am, just take it or leave it. But no, you're good. Yeah, just the way you are. You're perfect. Yes, God doesn't make mistakes, but He expects you to grow over time. He expects you to mature, because when you can mature, that's when you can handle greater things. So I would say that definitely talents, your skills, your natural giftings, yes, you can use it all for fulfilling your purpose.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pastor Bunmi, for just the dialogue, your insight, your input. I learned a lot. I can relate a lot. And I hope, the subscribers who are watching can also take some things from this. Just make sure you get this book, The Purpose-Driven Life, and make sure you follow Pastor Bunmi on Instagram. I'll put her Instagram information and her church below at the bottom, so you guys can learn more about her. And she has an awesome book out of, and different poems and things that she's written about. So I definitely want you guys to support her and check her out. Thank you again, Pastor Bunmi, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.